What's up, guys? We can do it at the end. For some reason, that's touched so many people. Like, people really like that part.
No, but new endeavors.
Yeah, new endeavors. So anyway, guys, what's up? As you know, I'm Etzel, and I'm here with one of my good friends,
Vincent, yeah.
Vincent, and that's how he wants to introduce himself.
Yeah.
So Vincent is a Monterey Park local. He is currently a, do you want to say your title or do you not?
A product
Okay.
engineer.
Yeah, product engineer at a company that makes certain items that we won't go into detail. It'll be up to him talking about it. He studied bioengineering at UCR, graduated in 2016.
You did your research.
I did my research. And now he has a very interesting journey to get to where he's at today. And so I want to share his story. I want to talk a little bit about his interests as a human being and what makes him special and why I find him so interesting. Vincent, I think a couple things that you have to know. Vincent, I think, if I were to define him as anything, it's number one is a LA Kings fan, right? That's like the thing that he wears on his heart, like literally, you know. And he's a Dodger fan, a Laker fan. He's gotten me into so many things, shared and opened up my my own palette and my own like mind to not only things in technology, but things in the, I would say, you know, I don't know if it's politically correct, right? But the Asian American community and just knowing how close Monterey Park is to La Puente and knowing that that's such a different world to me was so interesting about Vincent. And so, yeah, I just want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
And yeah, and yeah, I'm reading a little bit off a script because I prepped a little bit, so I just want to get that started, right? So Vincent, first off, I want to talk a little bit about your journey, right? Where you've been at. You have so many interests, right? You, when I first met you, it was a big basketball session for you. Like that's what I remember first clearly. I was like, oh, this guy loves basketball. When you joined the team at the former company.
Yeah.
And then from there, we explored kind of like what other interests you have, you know, gym, snowboarding. You even like to go out and golf now. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about your story and interest into those things, right? So where did this love for example, basketball start?
Ooh, okay. Way back when I was a kid, my brother, I have an older brother, 2 years older than me. He started playing basketball because one of his classmates was playing with them, so they ended up joining like organized basketball, Asian leagues.
Yeah, Asian leagues?
No, they really are.
Really?
They are Japanese owned, or they used to be like Japanese only Asian leagues. And then they slowly developed and started including more like ethnicities, but they do have rules on like how many Japanese ethnic people have to be on the team. Whether it's like half, I think the minimum is like you have to be like an eighth Japanese or something like that.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, where is this in Monterey Park? Where is
Not
this
just
at?
Monterey Park.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're mostly like 626 like area.
Okay.
But yeah, it originated as like Japanese only leagues.
Okay.
And then they've kind of branched out, and I don't know where they're at now, but back then you had to have like at least one or two people that were Japanese or at least had some Japanese background.
No way. Yeah. Dude, I've never heard of something like that's like straight up. Would you say that's racism? I don't know if you can classify it as that.
I don't know,
because
I don't know how long, like I don't know if this kind of stuff started like,
yeah,
you know, World War II, right? Like,
wow.
I don't know if it did.
Okay.
It wouldn't shock me, but that's basically like how it kind of started.
Wow,
like,
I was not expecting that.
I started playing in like those kind of leagues.
Wow, so you literally, okay. And
I'm not Japanese, by the way.
I was like,
I'm full-blown Chinese.
Yeah. Did you, so did they were like, oh, you have to have X amount of players Japanese descent, and then after that, it was you and...
Well, it was me and I mean at that time it was just like maybe one person that I went to school with,
Okay.
and then just teammates, like who I didn't know, kids who were just like kind of wanting to play, and their parents trying to get them into like
Yeah.
organized sports,
Yeah.
right? If they didn't want to do like the city kind of club sports or like those city leagues, then they can join the ever exclusive Japanese
Jesus. Jesus fucking
Japanese
Christ, dude. I was not
organized
expecting
leagues.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long did you play in those leagues?
I played since second grade up to sixth grade, and then we switched to a different league.
Okay.
But I think it was also one of those Asian leagues.
Okay.
Where I don't know if they explicitly had like that quota that
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
to hit, but it was also like a
Oh my gosh.
Asian majority.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And how long did you end up playing basketball then?
Pretty much, well, organized or
Yeah.
just
Organized and I guess high school? Did you
I
play all the way
played.
through?
I played high school all the way through organized,
Okay.
and then I played like those rec leagues in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were chilling. You never had, did you have the, in the Hispanic community, there's a big push to be like, oh man, like, let's go and be a professional, soccer, football player, right? Was that a similar push for you, or was there another sport that kind of did that for you?
Well, it wasn't a push on like
Yeah.
anyone but myself.
Yeah.
I think like in kindergarten back then we had this thing where you would do like a graduation, whatever, going from kindergarten to first grade.
Yeah.
And everyone got up like on the fire truck. And they kind of were in front of a fire truck. They had some
what
playground
the
fire
heck?
truck. They had some playground fire
Oh,
truck.
okay. So it wasn't like a real
yeah,
one.
yeah. And you would kind of like say like what you wanted to be, and you just
Okay.
hear everyone saying like doctors, lawyers, but it's just like stuff
Yeah.
like their parents told them to say.
Yeah, of course.
And I said NBA player.
At least you're honest,
I said NBA player. I was like, what, 5 years old?
Yeah. That's awesome. At 5 years old, I'm pretty sure I still wanted to be a detective, which that's very different than what you were. That's cool though.
I love basketball.
Yeah.
Back then. At least.
Oh, back then. But now, what would you say is your first love?
Probably hockey more.
Hockey more.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But basketball is afterwards, and then as good as the Dodgers are,
Yeah.
it's harder to watch 162 games.
Yeah. But you would say that like you still, those are your top three, right? For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. That's a great transition, actually. I was planning to do this later in the show, but we can do it now because I think there's nothing more important.
quizzes?
Yeah. Well, no, I want to get your ranking, and I'm sorry that these are so small for the
Okay.
viewer, but I have rankings of like things that I feel were important to Vincent, and I feel like it'd be fun to see people kind of argue if you're watching this, if his choices are correct, no pressure. But first off, here, let me flip it around over here so you don't see. So we have Shaq and Kobe, and they're printed horribly, but who would you say is more important? Who would
that's
you
like
say is
double
more
vision.
important? Yeah. I printed it, and I didn't want to waste paper. And so it just, I printed it over the same paper. And I just had a bad print. So Shaq or Kobe is more important to you?
Ooh, Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. That's
not,
Kobe.
not to get into all the.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's who's more important to you, man?
But,
okay, now
okay.
Kobe or Phil Jackson?
Still Kobe.
Kobe. Yeah. That's kind of what I expected up to now. Okay. And we're going to start mixing in different people. So Kobe or Shohei
now?
Ohtani?
Now it's Zaddy Shohei.
Oh, shit. Okay. Now we got Shohei.
Hey, Asians, dude.
Yeah. Shohei and Mookie Betts.
Ohtani.
Ohtani. That makes sense. I kind of figured that. Shohei or Kershaw?
Now? Right now?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. Who's more important to you?
Long term, Ohtani.
Ohtani? Oh, wow. Oh, that was a surprise, actually. Okay. This one, I'm sorry I have to do this to you. Shohei or Vince Scully?
What the hell, dude? Vin.
Okay, yeah. That's also what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay. Shohei. Vince Scully or Kopitar?
Vin.
Okay, that makes sense too.
He's a legend, dude.
Yeah. Vin or Quick?
Vin.
Okay, cool. Uh, I don't know. Okay, so I know a little bit about the Kings, right? It's the probably out of all the sports I did right now, it's the least one that I know about. But I do remember that one of my closer friends that is a big Kings fan, not you, did tell me about this person, and I had to look him up to make sure it's the right person. So, Vin Scully or Daryl Sutter.
Oh, Vin.
Vin, really? Okay,
Yeah.
then I thought
If you
I
had
thought
put,
Daryl
like-
was big.
No, if you had put like Bob Miller, that's a different story.
Okay,
Bob-
I fucked up.
Bob Miller's the long-term Kings announcer.
Oh.
He was there for 44 years,
Oh, dude,
but he
I fucked
retired
up.
like, I don't know, 8 years at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Then I just don't know my shit at the end. I try to throw him a loop because I thought Daryl Sutter won 2 championships.
He was the coach, but
Yeah.
the players didn't like him eventually.
Ah,
he was
shit,
a
dude.
bit of a
Yeah.
hard coach.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that his son was like famous for being there and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
So, special needs, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, thanks. That was interesting. Let us know if you like that. Wine break. All right. Now, I had this other thing going on, but we can kind of start to switch into what I think would be interesting for others to share, right? A little bit about your story. So, growing up in Monterey Park, what would you say was something that you really find fascinating or love about Monterey Park? What is that thing that you're like, oh yeah, even though you don't live there anymore?
I don't think I realized it back then, but now I love the Asian food there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Back then, I think it was always accessible, and I was probably influenced by my brother because he loves food, but not Asian food, Chinese food especially. But now, since my fiance, like I really appreciate the Asian food and the exposure to all that cuisine.
I think that's something that I think you also brought me into, right? The big, beautiful 626 area. I didn't realize until I started working at where we met. The Roland Heights, all the way 626, Monterey Park, all that area is just like a hub of different Asian cuisines. And it's so beautiful because now that I know about it, today I was in Roland Heights. I was checking out different coffee shops, bagel shops in there, which is an Asian food, right? But just driving down, we saw openings for new Chinese places, new Korean spots and stuff like that. It's awesome. So shout out to my creative director that also told me to shout her out. I won't say her name because she knows who she is. Yeah.
Do I know this?
Yeah, you know, Patricia. Us. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I'm still discovering different Asian cuisines. Last week for my fiance's sister's birthday, we went to this Uyghur place.
Okay.
It's called Dolan's. It's in Irvine.
Okay.
Then I found out they have one in Roland Heights and in Alhambra.
Oh wow.
And I was like, holy crap! how come I did not know about this?
That's funny. What type of food is it?
It's Uyghur.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, so
Sorry.
political.
Politically
but
correct.
No. But you know how China was basically putting these other Asian with Muslim religion. They have Muslim background. No. They're putting them in camps.
No, I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's spelled Uyghar. Okay. Yeah, but it's pronounced Uyghur or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
I might butcher the spelling.
Yeah.
I mean, there was big, I don't know about protests, but there was stuff about that probably before or even after COVID.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But
it just never really broke out huge into the whole Palestine and Israel stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. So it's a combination of Chinese and Muslim food.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know it was legit because when we went, we saw other people of ethnicities there, and we're like, yeah, this is legit. This is a legit place.
Okay. Yeah. Well, check it out. What is it called?
Dolan's.
Yeah. Dolan's. There you go. And now you know where to look for it. Yeah. That's awesome. That's fun. Dude, that's crazy to me. I can't even believe that.
It's kind of like it's like they have some spicy food, but
Okay.
it's kind of similar to. I guess it's this with probably within the same region. But did you ever go to like Xion's famous foods like in New York?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
In New York,
maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
The hand pulled noodles and that kind of.
No,
like,
I saw it from far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
because
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
so funny story. I went to New York. I don't know if I told you this. Yeah, but when we went to New York, we had a whole Chinatown food like circuit that we had planned out.
Yeah.
By the fourth or fifth place, I started to feel like really bad. I went back home because there was one place, or not back home. I went back to the hotel,
Yeah.
but I went. We had eaten at this one place that didn't have a health rating yet.
Oh.
But dude, it was so good. I don't even know what it was. It was like a little food truck, and I'm sure it was clean. I'm sure my stomach was just being a little bitch, right? But yeah, I went back and I got like food poisoning for like a little bit. It must have been like more just like indigestion because I ate so much. We ate like at 5 or 6 spots. My girlfriend also ended up throwing up a little bit, so she's fine.
Oh.
But yeah, but it was good. But I don't think we made it there.
Okay. Yeah. For New York, you gotta like eat small at a bunch of if you want to try a bunch of different foods.
It's hard, dude, because it's so good
I know.
and it's relatively cheap in Chinatown.
it
like,
is.
Yeah, we spent like $2 for
There
like a
were
bao.
some places though where I felt like, oh, this is maybe a little cheaper than back home,
Okay.
but quality wise, taste wise, it's the same.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, but that's good because it's cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's worth it.
Yeah,
That makes
but
sense.
I mean, flying all the way out to New York.
I mean, it's an experience, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Chinatown's definitely different. Yeah.
But I want to go back to something that you said, right? Your relationship with your siblings. Because I think that it's very similar to my relationship with my siblings. We're very close, right? Well, growing up, what was your guys' dynamic? You and your brother, you and your sister.
Ooh. I was definitely a lot closer to my brother.
Okay.
My sister, well, we shared a lot of like the same hobbies and interests. Like my brother and I would both play basketball. My sister did too, but she also did like diving and ballet at some point. And you know, kind of like there's only two parents that you kind of can't bring everyone along, so we kind of had to like, you know, my dad would have to bring my brother, my mom would take my sister, and then I would, you know, go with like a teammate, like carpool with a teammate or something like that to like practices and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And there was another family. They literally were like the identical mirror family
Really?
of ours. Like our moms worked at the same company.
No
We
way.
were all the same age. Like the brothers were the same age. The sisters were the same age. We all, well, they did ballet. The sisters.
Yeah.
And then the brothers played basketball. And the brothers was on my team too. One of them was on my team.
Was he Japanese?
No. no. But yeah, so like we would carpool like quite a bit. So yeah, I was a lot closer to my brother because we both did basketball, and then during the week, my sister would have like ballet or diving, so my mom would take her. So my brother and I would just be playing games at home and pretending that we practiced piano.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, we would like shared a lot of the same interests. I think a lot of my interests kind of come from him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And he's your older brother, right?
Yeah, my older brother.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What's the age gap between you guys?
2 years. Well, I'm the middle child,
Okay.
and 2 years apart both ways.
Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, that's very close. That's a much closer age gap than my siblings.
Yeah.
We're 4 and 4. Oh, but that's cool. Yeah, I can definitely see how that was easy growing up, right? But I'm sure it made for some interesting arguments too.
Actually, I didn't really argue as much.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get, I mean, I got more in trouble with my parents than I did with like fighting with my brother.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I was a bad kid. I didn't do my homework. When I was
Shit. It's okay. Well, you ended up
only in that aspect.
Yeah.
I wasn't like bad acting wise. Like I
Yeah.
didn't misbehave. I was just
Yeah.
like I just didn't want to do my homework.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But that's
I
not
still
like
came out here.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing,
Yeah.
right? Like homework's kind of trash, honestly,
Yeah.
low-key. But in terms of how that influenced you growing up, like your dynamic, because now you guys are super close,
Me
right?
and my brother are a lot more.
Okay.
My sister lives like up
Yeah.
in NorCal, so not as much. But
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still have a really good relationship with her.
Yeah.
You know. That being said, what aspects of your childhood, you know, growing up between your siblings and everything, do you think attributed to you going into bioengineering?
Oh, not at all.
None. Oh, interesting.
No, my brother did business. He went to school for business because he can't do like math or science for shit. Sorry for cussing. And my mom was an engineer. My dad was in business. But for me, I went into bioengineering because I wanted to go to med school. But engineering would have been a backup for me. So I went into a major that I thought could kind of split or kind of like dabble into both in case I didn't want to end up doing med school, like
Yeah, bioengineering.
like now.
Super safety. Good.
No, but it turns out bioengineering was not the great move.
Oh no?
No.
Why is that?
It's too like jack of all trades, like master of none kind of thing. So like you're kind of almost stuck in the same field,
Okay.
right? You can pretty much only do like, not only, but biotech, med device companies, and you don't have much to branch out to versus like mechanical, electrical. You can do medical or biomedical. You can do med device. You can do I don't know, automobile. Like you can do.
You have a lot more options.
Yeah, you have a lot more options. You can go to aerospace, right? Like, the hell am I gonna do with bioengineering over there?
Yeah.
Like they would rather. I think a lot of companies would rather just hire someone who is a lot more, who has a, more of a mastered experience with one thing than someone who can a little bit do everything.
Yeah. But I guess bioengineering is that. If you're gonna enter into that field, right, it makes sense. Yeah.
At the time, I didn't know, right? And at the time, I was pretty dead set on like making it to healthcare at least, whether it was like MD, DO, PA, something. Maybe not pharmacy, but like maybe even like PT, like physical therapy.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something like that because my dream job is to be a sports doctor for like a professional sports team.
Wow. So oh wow. So
Yeah.
like the NBA dream kind of pushed you all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That was my dream job.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Not
right?
anymore.
Yeah. Now you're making a certain product out of wood.
Yeah.
But it's still good, right? It's still a very solid profession and everything going on. But I can definitely see. Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So like when I was in college, I did like all my bioengineering courses, but I wasn't doing those internships. I was volunteering at hospitals.
Oh.
Yeah, and that led to nowhere.
Oh.
So, yeah, and like even after college, like when I was still trying to push for it, I was like a behavioral therapist. So I was working with like kids with autism, but still trying to get that. And then I was scribed for a little bit, and then I was just like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's very cool. And that's kind of like where the journey kind of goes off, right? Well, before we kind of go into that portion of collegiate and then work and things like that, someone that's thinking about bioengineering, right? What words do you have for them based off of what you just said?
Well, my fiance's younger brother is in college now in his third year, but when he was going into college and he was trying to figure out what major, I told him, don't do bioengineering. Do mechanical or electrical, one of the two, because like I said, your choices for work are so much broader. Yeah.
It makes sense. It's pretty smart, I would say so. And bioengineering is only really good for, do you think that's a good path for med school? No. Okay.
Mostly because the courses you take, you're kind of limited. So a lot of med schools and even PA, your grades, your GPA are pretty heavily like predicated on all your scientific courses. None of your engineering courses count for it. So I did really well in my upper division classes and not as well in my lower division classes, which is like where pretty much everything was based out of. So like everything engineering didn't count.
Wow.
Even my physiology classes that were part of my bioengineering course did not count as physiology. Yeah, and then for PA it's even harder. Like everything counts. Like there's more requirements like course wise for PA school than there is med school. So yeah, I would not recommend bioengineering for med school.
Guys. Yeah.
My cousin did it, but yeah.
Well,
not me.
And I mean, It makes sense, right? I think for your course of life, it definitely doesn't make sense. But would you recommend UCR?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was another thing. I didn't appreciate where it was at, but in my probably my third or fourth year, I started to appreciate it more.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people, they think UCR is like, UC rejects, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, but there's actually a lot of smart people at UCR.
Yeah, I would say UCR is a very good school. I think any UC is a really
Yeah.
good school, right? It's just about what you want to do with what you're given
Yeah,
there.
it's what you make of it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But that being said, I have something else for you. How well do you kind of remember and know your campus? And I don't know if you know all these places because I just started looking, right?
A lot of stuff has changed.
Yeah,
I know that.
This seems to be stuff that's been there a couple years, so you might know them. I'm really excited about one, but okay, we'll start off relatively easy slash boring. But there's apparently a fountain of dreams around Burns Hall. Borns Hall drinking. It's a drinking fountain, and it just has like a slab on it that says Fountain of Dreams that was donated by the class of 2014.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
I've never heard of that.
okay. Do you know anything about the Ghost of Riviera Library?
I have kind of heard of it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and
Talk
I
to
don't
us.
know. I don't know that much about it.
Okay.
Just kind of like.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Apparently, it's named Carmen, so go look for it during Halloween time. And then I think something that I've seen a lot of people do, and you've probably heard about it, the hike to the sea.
I've never done it.
You've never done it. Wow.
I've never done it.
Do you wish you did it?
Nope.
Why?
I don't care.
Oh, shit.
I don't think that I'm not like that superstitious,
Oh,
the thing was like you hike to the sea, you get straight A's or something like that,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will hike to the sea like their first year in college.
Oh, wow.
I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
No, you didn't care.
Yeah,
Here he is.
I heard people who like would hike to the sea and it's like evening and they like kind of lose the trail coming
Yeah.
back. And I'm like, no, fuck that. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
That's how you're not a doctor, though.
Yeah.
The last thing that I had on my list, that I don't know if you know, but I really hope that you know. Apparently, there's a Danny DeVito shack on campus. No, he doesn't know. No.
There's a Danny DeVito shack.
There's
What do you
okay.
mean?
So, if you look at the map of UCR on the southeast side of campus, like I don't know exactly where that's at, right? But there's a broken abandoned shack apparently that's still on campus apparently. But sorry, I keep on saying apparently. But there's a shack that has a bunch of pictures and like things of Danny DeVito. And just like
I've
random
never
art
heard of
stuff.
this.
Okay. Well, if you know about it, please tell us about it because it's something that I found super just random and crazy. I don't think Danny DeVito's ever been to UCR.
I wonder if our former coworker knows.
Yeah, that's true. I would have to ask him. But that's super interesting that I found as I was digging online. I was like, what the heck is this thing?
No, that's the first time hearing about it. Yeah.
Well, oh well. We'll find out more next time. But now I want to kind of talk about your journey because I think this is something that's super inspirational for others. And, getting out of college with your bioengineering degree, where'd you go? What'd you do?
I was a behavioral therapist.
Yeah.
Still trying to make it into med school.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I wanted to jump in real quick. So 2 things I wanted to address. One, sorry that the video keeps on cutting in and out. Something is wrong with either the memory card or the camera I used, but DaVinci keeps on reading no media output for some reason. So I'm really struggling with that. I don't know what's going on. Number 2, after this point, Vincent and I did notice that the camera stopped recording, so we only had audio. Luckily, my lovely sister volunteered to draw some cartoon sketches of Vincent and I, so please enjoy those for the rest of the video. And I'll link her in the description. And also, one more thing. Happy birthday, Vincent. If you haven't seen this all the way through already, then just happy birthday, bro. So thanks for recording with me. Cheers.
3-4 months
Okay.
before I started working at
the former employer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So what a journey. So, okay. It was big like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Then you're like, okay, I'm gonna move back home and restart.
Yeah.
So at that point, did you think, oh, I'm gonna be an engineer, or did you think?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be an engineer.
Okay.
And I didn't even get an engineering job.
Yeah. It took you a while, right?
Yeah, it took me a little bit.
Okay. So.
I thought, well, okay. To be fair, I thought I wanted to do like engineering management.
Okay.
So not exactly engineer, because I had friends who were going to, I forgot what school it was. It was a private school, but they offered like an engineering management master's degree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't like MBA, it was like ME something.
Yeah,
M
whatever
something, yeah.
specific engineering bullshit they made up. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I wanted to do that.
Okay.
And then, so I was trying to work my way up, and then I got to a point where I was just like, nope, engineering.
Wow.
Yeah.
But did you apply? Like, how far were you?
For what? Going back to school?
Yeah, for the master's.
Oh, no.
Excuse me.
I was thinking about working up to it, but I wanted more experience just working first. And then it just kind of went along its way.
Yeah. And then how'd you end up at the former employer of us?
I
hours.
applied for a quality job.
Oh.
Thank God.
Yeah, that was not a good decision.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and then they told me about the CAD technician role.
Okay.
And then I interviewed for it there. They came back to me and said, hey, we actually, I forgot what they said. I think they said like they're putting it on hold or something like that.
Ooh.
And they actually did because they weren't getting many cases at the time.
Sus.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I think they were doing like pretty decent afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But there was a period where they didn't. So I was actually at the old building, like
Okay.
on can I say the campus?
Yeah, you can say
At the UCI campus.
Yeah.
They were there at first,
Okay.
and then, but when they called me back and said if I was still looking for a job, it's probably like five months later.
Oh, wow.
It's almost, 5 months later.
Okay.
They asked if I was still looking, so I said yeah. So I came back for a second job, and that was when they were at HQ. Yeah.
That makes sense. And during those 5 months, were you still working as a math instructor?
Oh, that was when I was a math instructor.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
I
makes
think
sense.
I actually interviewed. I probably interviewed with our former employer first before I did the math instructor.
Oh, wow. Okay, so so it was like all kind of mixed together.
Yeah, it was like probably about a month before I started being a math instructor.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And then from there, how long were you a CAD technician to where you were?
Yeah.
Well, before I met you, you were like CAD tech manager. Well,
I was the design supervisor.
Okay.
So I started off as a CAD tech for a little over a year.
okay.
And then after that, I became the lead.
Okay.
That lasted about a year.
Okay.
Then that's when after that, I became the design supervisor, and I oversaw both teams. And that was still kind of when I was wanting to do management. And then I realized I don't like to manage people.
Yeah.
And I was like, screw it,
Yeah.
I'm using my degree.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from there, an opportunity lined up to jump over to the team that I met you at.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually didn't even know an opportunity opened up.
Oh,
I
really?
just told like my former boss that I didn't want to do this anymore.
Oh,
And
no way.
I requested to transfer. to
No
engineering.
way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because from our perspective, I'm not sure if a position was opening up.
I think
they
it
never
just all
told
lined
us.
up.
Yeah. They just told us like, oh, we're kind of hiring right now. There was a lot of new hires coming in. I don't think I had much more than like a couple months before you came on, right?
Yeah.
And then, I just remember them being like, oh yeah, we're gonna take on Vincent. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. And then we went out to a company outing, lunch, something. At that time, we had a really good cultural, we had a really good culture with our team. And I remember seeing you. We went to Hop Daddy, I think.
Hop Dotty? Yeah.
Hop Dotty?
Hop Dotty.
No, Hop Daddy.
No, it's Hop Dotty.
Oh, fuck. I've been saying Hop Daddy
No,
forever.
I'm pretty sure it's Hop Dotty.
Oh, okay. Well, their burgers are really good and their fries are really good. And they have my favorite thing at Hop Dotty, boozy shakes.
The
I think
shakes?
there's shakes, but they can make it alcoholic.
Alcohol? Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're very good. Very good. Yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. Okay. So then you finally get to be an engineer. How many years after you graduate with your degree is that?
Oh, let me think. I was 22 when I about almost 22 when I graduated. Taking a year and a half off to do my med school endeavors. Oh, damn. It probably took me like 3 or 4 years to get.
Yeah, to get where you're
To get to engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. But you don't regret any of it? Or do you regret some of
I
it?
regret.
Okay.
Yeah, I regret I could have been making money a lot,
Yeah.
a lot earlier.
Yeah, it's okay. money is, I think that's something that I really admire about you as a personality-wise. This is I don't know how much it is true, but from my perspective, this is a job, right? It's not your life. So that's very beautiful. It's very much like you have a really good separation. It's like, fuck that.
But I mean, before it wasn't like that.
Oh.
Like before I wanted to be, if I wasn't going to be a doctor, I wanted to go into med device because I wanted to feel like I was still contributing to healthcare, like something along those lines.
Okay.
And yeah, so it wasn't like it was just the job. I felt like I wanted to be contributing to something. Now I don't care.
Yeah, now you're like, fuck it.
Now it's about the money.
Yeah. The highest bidder. Honestly, I always equated engineering to being the mercenaries of physics, because you just, you just use math and numbers to like make money. So I was like, who cares, But that's cool, man. I'm glad that you're here where you're at. And very happy that he landed on his feet. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. And you're doing well for yourself. Yeah. So it's cool. And so now that you're at where you're at, everything's going on in your life, and you feel a lot more settled, I would say, right?
Yeah.
What's next for you? What do you see your perspective of life?
To be honest, I'm not totally sure. Okay. I still sometimes I still feel like I want to do some sort of like engineering management. But I don't want to be managing people as much. I would rather manage projects.
Yeah.
But I mean, that kind of comes into like managing people, but not necessarily directly under you. And that was a struggle for me because there was like 30 something people under me at that time.
Yeah.
Now it's like if it's not in my department, it's not really in my hands, but I can still kind of push for things.
Yeah, PM. Welcome to my world, man. It's you deal with people indirectly, and it's quite annoying. But
I mean, it's about, as my current boss says, it's about like the relationships you can create.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's a lot more, and I enjoy it for that reason. Where I feel like I'm a toxic bitch sometimes. But like I think that you would do really well in it. Not because you're a toxic bitch, but because you can easily like talk to people and relate to them, and that's like something that you really need to succeed as a good project manager. Because some project managers are fucking just dicks, and the only reason that they're good at their job is because they're dicks, right? Yeah. But like likable project managers that get hired somewhere is because they're kind people that can relate and understand like, okay, what's going on? What do you need? Yeah. I dropped it. It's okay. We don't need it. Anyway, I think I really like your story, at least like your career-wise story, because it reminds me of Monsters University. No offense, hopefully, but like
I haven't watched that movie in a while.
Yeah. I really like that story because it's I don't know, in today's day and age, and you might understand this, right? But there's so much stigma about taking a route that's outside, or at least from what I understand, taking a route that's outside of the norm, right? They say, go to high school, go to college, get a job, and start your life, right? Or like, if you're going to be a doctor, you go be a doctor, do this, go to med school, da-da-da-da. And it's like, you took the time to be like, well, fuck, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah. I'm going to do this. I don't like this. And you actually were like, I don't like this. I'm going to do something else. Yeah. And that was really cool. So I commend you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
I
cool.
wasted a couple of years, but for the pod.
There's no
for the pod.
Do it for the pod. That's so funny. Dude, if this video goes viral, then do it for the pod. But no, man, I think it's really cool, and I think it's something that a lot of people could learn from, especially today's day and age. Like, take a breather if they can, right? Like, I know that everyone's story is different, but I really like that message of like, as you knock on doors, some will stay closed and some will be open, and you keep on going. Yeah, cool, man. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got, really. Okay. Yeah, man. Right. Is there anything you want to tell the people?
No. Mechanical or electrical if you're
there you go.
in college. Don't do bioengineering unless you feel like your heart's really in it.
Yeah.
For 40 plus years.
There you go. And
because you won't know anything when you're in college.
That's so true. Like, I think I remember, so I actually got accepted into the UCR like honors program for engineering. And I went and I did there was like a questionnaire with one of the doctors, or not the doctors, one of the professors. Yeah. And I remember I was so unsure because I don't fucking know what the fuck engineering was. Like, I still can't define engineering, right? Yeah. But I remember I stood up in the hall of like a bunch of like, there must have been like 40, 50 students in there, potential students. And I raised my hand and I was like, hey, is there any way I could try out a bunch of engineerings before I decide on one? And the prof just looked at me and he was like, no. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, you don't really know, right?
You just don't know.
I guess in that sense, bioengineering is a good like middle ground.
Yeah.
But career-wise, it's not gonna help you as much unless you know what you want to get into.
I think it's still like very focused, still hyper focused. It gives you a good range, right? Like bioengineering has a lot of like I like to say like roads inside it, but it's not the same as like mechanical engineering where you get like the different disciplines, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like mechanical can be a little overwhelming in that sense, right? Because there are so many options.
Yeah.
But for me, it is the opposite, where bioengineering, there aren't as many options, so you feel pretty limited.
Yeah.
And you're kind of limited in the sense of like, at least in California, what cities you can work in, because that's where like the hub is, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
In California, it's like OC and San Diego for biotech, and then like pretty much San Francisco for biotech, or maybe even north, or like even further north of the Bay. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
for California, right? You're not gonna get maybe like one or two companies in LA.
Yeah, that's true.
But mechanical, anywhere.
Yeah.
Electrical, anywhere.
Yeah, mechanical, funny enough, well, it depends. I guess it's the same thing. Aerospace has been moving more into the south and Florida and that area. Yeah. But yeah, 100%, you're so true. Yeah, we just got to make it rich.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
But
FTX.
Oh yeah, FTX.
Salama, baby.
Yeah. I hope you guys all put your money into FTX.
No, please don't.
No. It's dead.
Not financial advice.
You can't. I'm still waiting for my money from FTX.
Oh really?
Yeah. They still haven't given it to me.
How much were you supposed to make back?
I'll tell you offline.
But well, I mean, I thought it was like a class action lawsuit.
It is, but it depending on how much you got, you're getting like 20% back from what you got. What you put in.
Oh, I did not know
So
that.
technically you made some money.
Maybe I should have submitted a claim too. I did not, because I was like, it's not that much.
It's okay. Yeah, apparently, so it's funny because Sam Bankman-Fried, yes, he took the money and he did stupid shit with it, but he invested enough in other things that he knew were going to grow that he made money overall.
Oh, so they just took that.
Yeah. So then they were like, oh, yeah, cool. So everyone gets X amount plus 20%.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, yeah.
I should have did it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I had that Steph Curry NFT.
Well, and the
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know if they counted the NFTs. They only counted my like cryptocurrency balances.
They were giving away money for free.
They were.
Like I was living with one of my older roommates at the time, because we were like both like gambling on crypto, and we were both going after that Steph NFT, and I was able to get one. It said he got one, but it didn't actually get sent to him. It got sold to another person because he was supposed to buy one, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and so he contacted customer support, and they're like, oh, no worries. Like they just gave him double the amount cash value instead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I'd be like, give me the cash.
Yeah, give me the cash.
Dude, what the fuck?
Double the amount?
Yeah, double the amount?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Holy shit. Yeah. FTX is one of those. It was a scam.
That's why they're gone.
Yeah, that's why they're gone. That's why he's in jail now.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's all we got for you. I hope you enjoyed Vincent's story. I'm sure he'll be on again. Maybe not.
We'll see. Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, we could close off like this. Yeah, do you?
I always kind of wanted to do it.
Yeah. A lot of people want to do it apparently.
yeah.
But yeah, we can close off. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll be doing more things down the line. This channel is gonna grow in a different direction. So yeah, as I've said before. Yeah, and Vincent, thank you so much. Thank you for hosting. And yeah, we can. You can do the honors, man. Yeah, and then
Keep on spinning.
don't forget to keep on spinning. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for
Yeah, thanks, man.